and welcome back to another installment of Return to Shironagasu Island. How are you doing? The last time we were together, things got crazy. So, thanks to the bravery of our girl Neneko, she saved Sen from the simulation that he had been trapped in. And it turns out that the game that we had experienced up to this point had happened. We were just watching simulated memories, which also leads to the question of, well, who is Aurora? Because she appears in those memories, but she is apparently actually not a guest on the island. After that, we had a very enlightening conversation with Alex, who had a lot to discuss concerning his grandmother and her history with the island. So we got the wind at our backs. Things are starting to go our way. We are about to dive headfirst into what I think is going to be one of the bigger revealing installments of the series. I think we're about ready to hit go mode on everything. Yep, no Aurora. What are we gonna do? Our boy Sen has always got a plan, surely. First of all, I should explain our situation to all of you. I tell them what happened. However, I leave out the part about Alex, any mention of Aurora, and any details about the basement. I also didn't tell them about the flying penguin. Judging from what Neneko told me, the person who killed Thomas and Sir Raymond has been in the underground area before us. Any guest who turns out to know more details about the underground area than I tell them has to be the killer. I want to collect as many clues as possible so that I can reveal their identity. Oh, we're doing it! We're gonna reveal the identity of the killer this episode, are we? And I'm also gonna turn my air conditioner on because it's like 103 degrees outside. This has turned into an interrogation, which, man, it's like, there's not a large number of people it could be. That is true.
だからあれほど言っただろう。無駄にこの島の秘密を探ろうとするからだ。
Yeah, and you're like a weird pedo, so I don't know. Think we got the better end of this stick.
どうするつもりだ。奴らはもうお前たちを生かしておかないぞ。
Any of you? So you're letting yourself off the hook.
俺はこれでも裏の世界にはかなり顔が利く男だ。連中も俺に利用価値があると判断すれば、そう無限にはしまい。 交渉でも何でもして生き残ることができる。だが、お前たちは違う。連中にとっては、お前たちは利用価値のない単なるハエのような存在だ。
ハエですって？ハエ以下のあなたがよくそんなことを言えるね。ジェイク。
何のことかな、お嬢さん。そんな風に非難される覚えなんてないんだがね。
しらばっくれないで。あんたがこの島で 違法売春を利用していたことはちゃんと分かっているんだから。
Akira got fangs right now, man. I love it. She's just letting it go.
証拠でもあるのか。変な言いがかりやめてもらおうか。アキラエッジワース。
Stop, both of you. We should not be arguing right now.
池田、あんた、ま
I
さかこい
hardly
つの肩を
think
持
that's
つつも
what
り？
I'm doing. Calm down.
こいつはいい。さすがに曰く付きの探偵なだけある。 実利が何であるのかをわきまえている。
I'll take that as a compliment. But Jacob, I don't consider your situation to be very different than ours. I'm saying this for your own sake. You should cooperate with us if you want to stay
な
alive.
んだと？どういう意味だ？
The time to negotiate with them has already ended. We should have noticed the changes in the mansion. They're already eliminating anyone on the island who could potentially become a witness.
目撃者を消す？
Jacob, you were wondering why there weren't many people in the mansion. You were referring to the prostitutes, right? Why did they all go? Where did they all go? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was where did they all go. And not just them, the drivers who were hired, the janitor, the cook. Where could all of the staff in this mansion have gone? Why is it doing that? Judging from all the blood we saw underground, it's very likely that everyone who's supposed to be up here has already been killed down there. We didn't get to open that door. That's probably... We know there's a shit ton of dead bodies. I don't know how fresh they were, but we do know that there's a shit ton of dead bodies because in the bad ending, which I don't know is really revealing anything or not, Neneko like fell into a big old corpse pile. No telling how fresh those were, of course, but obviously if they've got a dump pile for experiments that die, they've probably got a dump pile they can use for people that could be witnesses.
あれ、やっぱり人の血だったのか。
地下で殺害されただと？バカな。あの大勢のスタッフを？そんな真似をすれば、この島の内情が世間に知られることになる。
Really? Really? You think the public would have known about this island if they didn't know about the prostitution ring? I think they made a bet. The status quo of the island was finally thrown into disarray with the murder of Sir Raymond. And the unlock code that the killer of Sir Raymond and Thomas could have caused the mansion staff to act so recklessly. Yeah, like, that's not what I'm getting. What is this unlock code? What's it for? I don't know if they've killed everybody that was here previously. I don't think it's going to take much to provoke them to kill everybody else. I have no idea, but it could be connected to the demon of Shironagasu Island. That's what has been researched on this island. For some reason, that is why the unlock code is important.
やっぱり何かのプログラムのパスとかなんだろうか。例えば核ミサイルの発射解除コードとか。そんくらいの価値がないと皆殺しにした理由が理解できない。
I don't know, but the unlock code the killer has is the only reason we're still alive. That code is our life insurance. If the killer hadn't had it, we would have been killed alongside the staff. Jacob, do you understand the situation now? Not the kind of guy I would expect to say darn.
私たちから情報を探り出そうとしてるってことなのかしら。それにしても脳内情報をスキャンする装置ね。まさかそんなものがあるなんて。
Yes, you won't be able to hide any secrets from that machine. They're going to catch us and connect us to that device one by one. They'll kill you if they find out that they don't need you.
もう本当に素敵な状況みたいね。ねえ、この中にその犯人 X ってのがいるんでしょ？
Yeah, make it easy.
協力しないとみんな殺されちゃうわよ。あんただってたった一人で戦うのは無理でしょ？
Akita tries to appeal to the killer, but nobody speaks up. As I expected, nobody reacted.
でも一体犯人 X の目的って何なんでしょうか？解除コードってのを使って屋敷側の人間を利用しつつ、同時にトマスさんやレイモンド卿を殺害したわけですよね。
Good point. I don't know what exactly their goal is, but my guess would be that it is
復
revenge.
讐。まあ確かにこの島で行われていたことを考えると恨みに思っている人は多いかもしれませんが、そうだとしても随分と無茶なことをしますね。仮にその復讐を遂げたとしてもとても生きては帰れないと思うんですが。
They must be ready to accept that fate. I was just thinking about the children's book we saw earlier. Based on that, I'd say that their objective is definitely revenge. I don't think they were expecting to make it out of here alive and were planning on killing everyone from the mansion. The strong determination is very obvious. But what would they do? No matter how skillful the killer is, they will not be able to get out of here. The odds wouldn't be in their favor, or do they have another card up their sleeve?
それでこれからどうするつもり？
I mean, there's no saying that, like, whoever's manning the boats isn't just going to come back for them at the appointed time and they just cruise on out of here, because again, This is not an island that can seemingly be easily found, so it still feels like this is something you could probably easily get away with, and especially if it's something that like the government would likely want covered up.
ずっとここに籠城して来るかどうかもわからない船の到着を待つってのはかなり悠長な気がするんだけど。
That's our conundrum. If one of us is really the killer, we should stay together in one room and keep an eye on each other. That way, we can stay safe from the people of the mansion. They can't do anything even if they know who the killer is. It'll be a long, drawn-out siege and fatigue will set in. That's especially the case when the other party consists of only a few people. There are more of us, so we should use that to our advantage.
トマスとレーモンド卿を殺した異常者と一緒に過ごせというのか？せいぜい寝首をかかれるのがオチだ。
Then don't sleep. We sleep in cycles, right? Like all right. 2 people can sleep now, 3 people stay awake, and then you just switch that off and switch that off and switch that off. Like it's probably the safest route to go.
俺から見ると、そのプランの方がよほどに危険だと思うがね。
あんたは思い当たるところバリバリでしょうしね。まあ一度くらい記念に殺されてもいいんじゃない？
Akira has managed to destroy the mood even further with her sarcastic comment. I wasn't expecting Jacob would like this plan. If the killer is taking revenge for the past, then Jacob is likely their next target. Knowing he's in the same room as the killer must be very terrifying for him. But I still think staying together in the same room would be the best way to ensure our mutual survival. Even if the killer did attack Jacob, doing so would reveal their identity. The killer is bold, but they also want to keep their identity a secret. By gathering in one place, you can be assured that you won't be attacked, Jacob.
バカめ。お前は奴の残忍で狂気に満ちた性格を少しも理解していない。一箇所に集まれば奴はその機会を幸いとし、皆を順に殺すだけだ。
Dude, I got a gun. They may be able to take you out, which, hey, acceptable losses, but I probably got a pretty good chance at taking them out, provided, you know, they don't shoot at us first.
俺にとって最もいい状況は、お前らが犯人と共に一箇所に集まり、外に出ないことだ。そこに俺がいる必要性はない。俺は降りる。俺は俺なりの方法で生き残る。あとはそっちで適当にやってくれ。
For the record, I don't think he's the killer at all. So, like, I don't really care if he goes off and gets himself killed. I don't think he's the one, but of that, then we've got 4 potential people in here that could be the killer. Because obviously it's not us or Neneko unless the game plays some, like, weird shit. It's like, no, it was actually you. You did it. It's just the simulation lied. Well, all right. Jacob shouts at us and leaves the room. My plan will keep us alive. Jacob is free to do whatever he wants. And again, acceptable losses.
気にすることなんてないわ。あんなやつ、自分の部屋で殺されちゃったらいいのよ。
それでこれからどうするの？このままみんな一緒にこの部屋で過ごすってこと？
Well, that would be the safest thing to do. The demon of Shironagasu Island is also out there.
確かに、あんなやつがうろついてるんだから、一人でいるのはかなり危険よね。
すいません。
What?
僕も自分の部屋
Guys, this is
に
not
戻
the
っていいですか？
plan. This is not what we're supposed to be doing. We had an idea and it was a good one, and now everybody's just like, I don't know, man. Let's do the thing where we might get killed for splitting up. That's probably a better idea.
はあ？あんたさっきの話聞いてなかったの？今一人になるのは危ないって言ったばかりじゃない。
いえ、それはわかるんですが、やっぱり殺人犯かもしれない人と一緒にいるってのはどうも怖くて、部屋にこもってちゃんと戸締まりをした方
All these
が
people suck.
僕的には安全な気がするんです。
Well, I can't force you to stay here, but please call me if anything happens. Also, I'll let you know if anything happens over here. I'll scream really loud and hope it reaches you.
自分自身なんだから。あんた、 あの化け物を見てないからそんな風に悠長でいられるのよ。
まあできるだけ気をつけますから。
Okay, you'll be careful. All right, all sorted then.
じゃあ
I've never seen
は
a
あ、
translated
全く理解
script
できないわね。
do Sia
本当
like
に
that
今
in
の状況わかってる
CYA.
のかしら。
I've never seen that. Would be just so unacceptable. That's just not something that's never spelled that way outside of the context of typing shorthand. That is not something you say. I mean, you say see ya, but you see ya, SEEYA. I don't understand this at all. Do you know what this means?
こんなにバラバラになったんじゃ犯人の
Yep.
思うツボじゃない。
Well, everyone has their own ideas and circumstances.
こんな状況で言い出しづらいんだけど。
Oh, Jesus
私の部屋
Christ.
に戻っていい？
You all suck!
はあ？
違うのよ。ただ一度戻っていろいろと準備したいってだけの話。準備が終わったら
Okay.
またこの部屋に戻ってくるから。
Make it snappy. That would be fine. But someone should go with you just in case.
ああ、そういうことなら私も部屋にいろいろと取りに戻りたいわね。ジゼルも戻りたいでしょ。
Giselle hasn't said a goddamn word.
そうですね。こちらにお邪魔することになるのならいくつか持ってきたいものがあります。
なら一緒に来てもらえると助かるわ。さすがにこの状況の中一人で行動するのは怖いしね。
あとはあの化け物と鉢合わせにならないことを祈るだけね。まあさすがのあいつもこっちまでは来ないか。じゃあ私たちは一度部屋の方に戻るわね。
Not you two. You have nothing that you need to go grab? Alright. Well, here we are.
僕が以前
Just the two of us
目撃した
again.
状況から考えて、あの化け物は余裕でこっちに来れると思うのだが、あいつ多分壁伝いに移動できるっぽいぞ。
I think the goddamn thing can move along outside. I think this thing could just bust into a window any goddamn time it wants.
鉢合わせになったら3人とも殺されちゃう気が。
You could have said that before they left. It should be okay. At least that's what I'd like to believe. To be honest, I actually wanted to be alone with you. I feel bad taking advantage of this opportunity.
なんだ？何するつもりだ？エロいことか？やめろ！早まるな！
Don't be such an idiot. I want you to help me figure out who the killer could be. I'm worried about what the people from the mansion are up to, but I also can't overlook that there's a killer among us. I mean, there's literally a killer maid out there with knives and shit, and she breaks arms real good. I mean, not real good, because she literally only popped it out of joint, but still, if you gave that girl an arm, I bet she could break it. And Vincent, like, what's he gonna do? I'm not sure who the killer might be, so I want to pick your brain.
殺人犯の推理か。確かにそれは重要っぽいけど。
I still haven't been able to hear Real and Alex's testimonies, so I can't really narrow down the list of suspects who might have murdered Thomas. I couldn't really ask Alex for his testimony when we were underground.
まあ確かにみんなの証言を聞かないとある程度の推測はできても確定させるのはかなり難しそうだしな。
I guess that's all we can do for now. We need to think about it. What? See? It's already happening! What?
なんだ今の叫び声。
It sounded like a woman's scream. I definitely heard that. Damn it, again? Nanako, you stay in this room, alone, by yourself.
この状況で外に出るわけないだろう。というか、行かないで。怖い怖い怖い。
Don't say that. Just scream if anything happens. She's good at that. You'll hear it, trust me. If I hear you scream, I'll be back here pronto. All right, I'm here. Good, good, just like that. But you have to scream even louder when it's for real. See you in a bit. As soon as I step outside, I hear Neneko's screams coming from inside the room again. I think she's just trying to get my attention, so I just ignore her. The scream I just heard is more important. Where did it come from? Akira and the others went upstairs just a minute ago. Does that mean that the scream came from the second floor? I guess I should take a look first.
あら、どうしたの？何かあったの？
Are you alright? Did any of you scream?
悲鳴？そんなもん全然聞いてないけど。
誰かの悲鳴が聞こえたってこと？でも私もそんな悲鳴は聞いてないわ。さっきまで部屋の中にいたから。
私は廊下にいたけど、そんな声聞こえなかったわよ。ジゼルは部屋の中だし、風の音か何かを聞き間違えたんじゃない？
No, it was definitely a scream. Anyway, you should go back into your rooms and be careful. Something strange is happening.
何よ、脅すつもり？わかったわよ。とりあえずジゼルと一緒に部屋の中でおとなしくしとくわよ。でも何もなかったのならちゃんと連絡しなさいよね。
I'll contact you as soon as I know what's happening.
それじゃあ池田さん、気をつけてね。
So it didn't come from the second floor, but only Neneko, Alex, and I are staying on the ground floor. But if that was a scream of a woman, what could that mean? What's going on? Maybe there is Aurora? Maybe there is an Aurora and she's just been, like, I don't know, in the walls the whole time. Maybe the demon can, like, mimic a human woman screaming and is gonna, like, you know, lure us out here to check it out. No, wait, I should talk to Alex. He might be able to shine a light on this. Alex, open up! It's me, Senikeda. I wanted to ask you about a scream I just heard around here. It's weird, there's no response. Did something happen here too? Damn, I guess I have to let myself in. Please don't let there be another corpse inside. Hey, Alex! Guess he's not here. I don't see him in the bedroom. Still, that scream was so loud that I could hear it in my room. Alex must have heard it too. I'm sure something happened. There's something strange about it. The scream of a woman that nobody else could hear. Could it be Aurora? No, I shouldn't think about her for the time being, but I'm still confused about that. In any case, where could Alex be? What's going on? His blazer and trousers are laying on the bed. Is he taking a bath? Gonna find him in the bathtub, murdered! Hey, Alex, are you all right? I'm coming in. Oh! So that's it! Okay! Gotcha. Loud and clear. All right. Ah, so you're fine after all. Sorry to barge in all of a sudden. What are you...
何？じっと見てるんですか？おかしいでしょ。出てってください。
Sorry, my bad. I'll get out of your hair, but I need to ask you some questions whenever you have time.
わかりましたから。とりあえず出てって。
Okay, okay. Well, whatever floats his boat, but I don't think he wanted me to see him like that. I never would have thought Alex was into cross-dressing. I think our boy may be have his own case of the tupids. But he appeared to be very nervous. Well, I guess he hasn't told anyone. I guess I shouldn't pressure him into talking about it. You know, at least he's not like being shitty about it. He's just like, you know, hey, whatever floats your boat, man. Like, at least Sen seems to be a pretty okay guy with regards to people living their own lives and doing their own thing. So, you know what? I think that, like, this is a situation that under a lot of other, you know, media or certain other visual novels, I could see that scene going a hell of a lot worse. So yeah, just kind of floating it like that with Sen being like, oh, hey, you do you, my guy. Yeah, I'm here.
もうちょっと待ってください。僕の方でも話したいことがあるので。それとまさかとは思いますが、変なこととか考えてないでしょうね。
Huh? Weird?
いや、ならいいです。
Should I tell him that I couldn't care less about things like that? He's so anxious.
お待たせしました。
Huh?
僕の
I mean, I'm pretty sure we saw. I mean, wait, he wants to talk about that? What should I say? I don't want to hurt his feelings. I didn't see anything. Nothing at all.
下手な嘘をつかないでくださいよ。
I'm bad.
さっきまじまじと見てたじゃないですか。もうこうなったら隠しようがないですから言いますけど、全部池田さんの想像の通りですよ。
You know, you know what? I would respect it a little more if it's just like, I'm a cross-dresser. I just like it. I mean, I know it's probably not gonna be it, but I think that would be a fun angle to just go with. It would have no bearing on anything, but it would just be a funny thing to find out and the main character just be like, whatever, man. I see. Do you usually wear those kinds of clothes?
いえ、まあ普段はパンツとかは履いてないですけどね。
You don't wear pants.
そうですけど、何か僕おかしなこと言いましたか？
No, to be very honest, you should put on pants, you know, to avoid any trouble. I love that Sen is so stupid. I love it.
嫌ですよ。どんな格好しようが僕の勝手でしょ。
I just gotta air the boys out a little bit, you know? We've been here a while. Well, I mean, if you say so. But please, put some on when you go outside. I see. Well, I understand your situation. I also somewhat understand what difficulties you might be facing. Hey, feel free to ask me if you ever have any Dude, good guy Sen. Like, we know what's going on here. We know that Alex is a girl, but the fact that he's just so openly nice and sweet about the possibility that it may be a dude that just likes, you know, wearing women's clothes or a trans person or some way. We gotta respect that. You know what? Sen Ikeda, you fucking Chad.
悩みですか？まあ確かに正直男性の格好をするのは嫌ですけど、できればスカートで過ごしたいな。この件に関してはそこまで悩んでいませんし。
Well, that's good to hear. Here's a free piece of advice. You'll be in trouble if you get caught by the police. Make sure to leave whenever things get rowdy, all right?
何の話です？なんで僕が警察の厄介に？さっきから思ってたんですけど、何か少し会話が噛み合ってないような。何か勘違い
What
して
gave
ま
you
せ
the
ん？
idea? Are you misunderstanding something? I don't. No, can't be. You said all that you ever. You said that you never wear panties even when you're outside, didn't you? So you have to avoid the police.
なんでそんな話全くしてなかったでしょう。変態ですか？
What? You told me that you don't like wearing pants and that you even go outside without wearing any.
バカ！パンツってスラックスのことですよ。
We got pantsu and pants mixed up.
アンダーウェア履かずに外なんか出るわけないじゃないですか。そんなこと想像してたんですか？この変態！
In countries like Japan and England, people refer to underwear as pants, so I must have misunderstood what you meant. I'm relieved to hear that you do wear underwear while cross-dressing. 何言
ってんですか？僕、女ですよ。
Again, I think that like while this scene I can understand may feel uncomfortable for some people, I think that they're actually handling this with some grace. I don't really feel like this is gross at all, and Sen has been nothing but supportive the whole time. What?
え
You were wearing women's underwear, so I thought you.
女なんだから女性ものの下着つけるのは当たり前でしょう。僕にはこんなに立派な胸があるのに、なんでどうしてそんなバカみたいな勘違いするんですか。
Perfect boobs?
立派な胸ってのはって感
No,
じ
it's
ますけ
okay.
ど、ほらよく見てください。ちゃんと胸があるでしょ。僕女の子ですよ。
Huh. Honestly, I'm not sure I can tell. Yes, those certainly are titties. So you were a girl this whole time. Well, to be honest, I still don't know if she really has breasts or not. They're not exactly eye-popping. And I must say those words, and I must not say those words out loud because I'd be dead if I did.
初めからそう言っていたつもりなんですが、池田さんが勝手に勘違いしたんでしょ。やっぱりあなた
Yeah, he's
最低
pretty
の探偵です
freaking
ね。
bad.
僕が女だと知って襲いかからないでくださいよ。
I'm interested in knowing why you had to be a dude to be here, but I'm pretty sure that that's mostly just like, hey, I'm gonna be in disguise. Can't have anybody knowing who I really am if you're that important. Don't say stupid shit. Anyway, I'm sorry for not realizing you were female. That my big old bad.
わかればいいですけど、本当に2メートル以内には近寄らないでくださいね。叫び声を上げますよ。
Speaking of screams. All right, whatever. Oh, now that you mentioned it, I heard a scream a little while ago.
そうですよ。すっかりそのことを忘れてま
Yeah,
し
we
た。
got so into talking about your glorious titties that we just forgot.
確かにさっき悲鳴上げたのは僕です。
Well, okay then. We know that it's on the walls outside. Not that that wasn't already confirmed from Sen having heard it and Neneko having seen it too. A creature. The demon of Shironagasu Island?
そうです。それです。あの絵画と同じ顔をした化け物でした。あれは何なんですか。とてもこの世の生き物には見えなかったんですけど。
To be honest, I still don't know what that thing is yet. What I can say for now is that it's likely to be one of the humanoid biological weapons that have been researched at the mansion.
人型生物兵器。
Yeah, there's a lot going on here. We're doing a whole Resident Evil subplot.
そんなものが本当にいるんですか。
You have to see it to believe it. But you saw it with your eyes, didn't you?
確かに見ましたが、まさか本当にあんな化け物がいるなんて、正直僕も侮っていたと思います。
Well, it would be safer for all of us to stay together from now on. Looks like being by yourself is dangerous after all.
はい。僕からもお願いします。あれを見てしまった後じゃ、もう一人でいるのは無理です。
By the way, Alex, I'd like to ask you some more questions. Your answers may affect our future.
まあ、僕が答えられる範囲なら。
Yeah, I think that's the most important one. So you came to this island pretending to be a man. Why did you do that?
一応、今回この島に来たことは、親族にも秘密のことだったんです。それに僕は、社交パーティーの類の集まりにも顔を出していましたから、そのままの格好と名前だとバレると思ったんです。
Huh, so you changed your name and appearance. What's your real name?
リリー・アレクサンドリア・ウェルナーです。
Okay. I see. Lily. Your middle name is Alexandria, so that's where Alex came from.
僕のミドルネームは親族しか知らないですし、下手に完全な別名にするとボロが出てしまうような気がしたんで、アレックスという名前にしました。祖母も僕のことをそう呼んでいましたし。
I'll keep your real name a secret. I'll continue to call you Alex, at least until we get off this island.
そうしてもらえると助かります。と言いますか、別にこの島を脱出した後も アレックスでいいですよ。
Alright, Alex. But you played the part of a man really well. You are so good at being a dude. It's like you have absolutely zero feminine wiles whatsoever.
そう褒められても複雑なところですが、でも男のふりをしてよかったですよ。実はアキラさんとは過去にパーティーで 2,3 回会ったことがあるんです。結構前のことなんで、今のところ彼女は気づいていないみたいですけど。
That was a close call then. If Akira notices that you're a woman, your cover would be
正
blown.
直それが怖いので、あまり彼女とは話をしたくないんです。いろいろと聞かれるとボロが出そうなので。
Yeah, if you like only recently fabricated this identity and you didn't think too much about building a history for yourself and all that, yeah, if her getting close and asking a bunch of questions would probably be real weird.
僕がみんなと一緒にならずに部屋に戻ったのも、彼女と一緒になるのが嫌だったからなんです。
Okay, that makes sense. It certainly would be risky if you were to spend a lot of time in a room together. She might notice something about you.
それに例えばですが、さっきみたいに覗かれたりしたら一発でアウトですから。まあ、まさか僕も自分の部屋で覗かれることになるとは思っ
I
てま
think
せんでした
calling
け
what
ど。
we did spied on is maybe you're overselling something here. No, wait a minute. I didn't mean to spy on you. Don't get angry. It wasn't on purpose. I literally heard a scream and wanted to save you.
本当ですかね。いわくつきの探偵さんですし、あまり信用できないんですが。
Hey, why are you being so hostile to me? My reputation might not be so sparkly clean, but that can't make you hate me that much. Is there any particular reason?
理由とかは特にないですけど、ネットとか新聞に悪い噂とか書いてあったので、それで。
Alex, do you really believe those lies? You've seen what I did, right?
実際、下着姿を覗かれたんですけど。
Okay, we're overselling it now. The joke. Okay, come on, game. We gotta move past this. Looks like I've hit a nerve.
まあ、噂よりもひどい人じゃなさそうな気はしますけど、まだ半信半疑といった感じです。
Well, I'll just have to gain your trust then.
いや、もういいでしょう、その話は。
All right. Alex, could you tell me about what you were doing before Thomas was murdered?
トマスさん殺害前の状況ですか？確かメイドのアビーさんから会場の準備ができたという連絡が入って、それで普通に食事会場に向かっただけのはずですけど。
Could you tell me a little more about that? For example, were the iron doors at the bridge open or closed? Can you remember?
扉ですか？ああ、閉まってました。ハンドルが結構硬くて、指が痛くなったのを覚えています。
I see. So they were closed. Did you stop anywhere else on your way there?
してません。まっすぐそのまま会場に行きました。
You entered the dining hall after Giselle, didn't you?
それで間違いないはずです。僕より先にアキラさんとジゼルさんの2人がいたのを覚えています。
Did you notice anything else? Like something unusual in the corridor or on the bridge? Something like an incendiary device or a device that you didn't recognize?
火の気に装置ですか？いえ、特にそんなものはなかったように思います。回廊や橋は以前通った時と何も変わりがありませんでした。ただ相変わらず橋が濡れているのが気になりましたけど、滑りそうだったので。
Nothing unusual, huh? In other words, if the killer planted any devices there, it was after Alex had gone to the dining
お役に
hall.
立てましたか？
Yeah, it was. The more information I get, the further the mystery deepens. No, I'm sure one of the guests is lying. If I proceed with my investigation, I will definitely uncover the truth. I also want to know more about what happened after Thomas's body was found. Even small
トマ
details
スさん
matter.
の死体を発見した時というと、あの橋の上でのことですよね。確か会場からアキラさんたちが先に出たんで、僕は少し間を置いて部屋に戻ろうと思ったんです。アキラさんたちと鉢合わせになるのは嫌だったので、多少間を置いてジェイコブさんが出て行った後、僕はリールさんと一緒に会場を後にしました。その後、橋の上であの光景を見た。一応
Did you sense anything strange, no matter how trivial?
特にはあの時はかなり動揺してましたから、
Imagine so.
何か異
A
変があったとして
reasonable
も
reaction.
目に入らなかったと思います。ああ、そういえばあの時は池田さんにネネコさんを介抱するように言われたんで、ずっと彼女を支えていました。
How was Neneko doing at the time?
顔が真っ青で
Predictably terrible.
長い黒髪がひどく乱れていて、うなっていて、少し臭くて、なんか変な動物がひどく衰弱してるみたいな感じでした。よく聞き取れなかったですけど、何か苦しげに上言をつぶやいてましたね。
I see. Alex also doesn't mince words. Do all billionaires behave this way? Oh, come to think of it, someone told me that the stone bridge was warm at the time. Did you notice anything?
石橋の上がですか？あ、そういえば確かにそうでした。ネネコさんを介抱するとき、片膝をついたら熱く感じたんです。でも一瞬のことだったし、辺りは大混乱でしたし、気のせいだと思って今まで忘れていました。
So the bridge was warm after all. There has to be a reason
もし
for
かし
that.
てそれが何かトマスさん殺害と関わっているんでしょうか？
I don't know right now, but I don't think it's just a coincidence. There has to be a reason for it.
招待客の中に犯人がいるとすると、
Well,
それは
that's
一体
what we're working on
誰なんで
figuring
しょう
out,
か？
kiddo. Can you tell me exactly what happened when you saw the demon of Shironagasu Island?
あれですか。今でも足が震えているくらいなんですけど、僕がシャワーを浴びているとき、あ、変な想像しないで
Would
く
you
ださい
stop?
ね。
Game. Come on. We did it already. You had a tasteful moment. You made it work, and now you're just making it weird by you keep going back to it, and it's a dead joke now. Let it go. This is bad writing. Stop it.
シャワーを浴びているとき、ふと窓の外に目を向けたんです。外はほとんど何も見えないほど暗かったですけど、月の光が少しだけ海面に差しているのが見えて、目の前に突然あの化け物が現れたんです。それも逆さまに、まるでトカゲのように窓に張り付いて、そしてあの大きな目が僕をじっと見つめてたんです。僕は這うように逃げ出して、しばらくして恐る恐る浴室を覗いたんですけど、もうあの化け物はいなくなってました。洗面所の中であれこれ考えながら心を落ち着かせて、一応見間違いの可能性も考えたんですけど、どうしようかと考えているとき、覗き魔の変態が現れたというわけです。それ
I should tone my sense of humor down. She might kill me otherwise. And Polly might bump this game's score. This game's non-existent review score down by like a full 1.5 because you won't stop making dumb bad jokes.
下着姿なんて誰にも見られたことないのに。
I mean, that means we're married in some countries. It's no big deal. It's not the end of the world. Wait, I shouldn't say that out loud. Otherwise, there will be a third murder.
まあ、ともかく、僕があの化け物を見た状況はこんな感じでした。
That was very helpful. However, that means that the monster is still somewhere around this building. And again, able to crawl around outside and on the windows and just kind of bust in at its own convenience. It's just screwing with us now.
そんな怖いこと言わないでくださいよ。
If I don't say it, it doesn't mean it isn't real.
想像したくもないです。
Nanako also said she saw the demon of Shironagasu outside the window of her room. It hasn't touched any of us, though, so what does it want? Does it just run around scaring people? It behaves as if it's looking for something.
探すって何を?
I'm not sure, but it's possible. Perhaps it has received an order to find a target and then liquidate that person? Why do they keep using the word liquidate? That's such a weird term to keep using when you just mean kill somebody. Like that has to be something left over from, because I know that this game originally launched with a machine translation, and then I know that they went back and fixed it. They tidied it up a lot. Along with adding voices, which they didn't do that until the game had been out for like 5 years. That only recently got added this year in like May or something. So, but yeah, it's such a weird phrasing to keep using.
それって誰かを殺そうとしているってことですか?
They're trying to kill someone. It's dangerous. Do you think? We've been kind of dealing with that this whole game. Now is not the time to be surprised by this. Calm down. We already knew this. But I think there's a purpose behind its behavior.
とりあえず池田さんの言うように一箇所に集まっていろいろと備えた方がいいみたいですね。怖いですよ。本当に。
You're right.
またその話ですか?
Not really. I think we covered everything.
もうやめてくださいよ、本当に。
Oh no, I'm not going to talk about that again. However, the bigger picture is gradually becoming clearer as I've been able to gather a lot of information already. もしトマスさんとレイモンド卿を殺した犯人が分かったら、池田さんはどうするつもりなんですか? To be honest, I haven't decided yet, but under these circumstances, I'll have to ask for their help. I don't know if they'll cooperate with us, though.
ジェイコブさんが言ったみたいに、犯人は話の通じるような相手じゃないのかも。僕たちが皆殺しになるようなことがなければいいんですけど。
Yeah, hopefully this killing spree is already ended. Anyway, have you decided what you're gonna do next?
ちゃんと元の服に着替えて、それから池田さんの部屋に行きますよ。
And we are still not are we just not accounting for, you know, the maid and the butler that are still hanging around? Like, why are we not? We know that at least one of them can be very dangerous if she wants to be, and she seems to have a clear want to be.
アキラさんと一緒になるのはちょっと怖いですけど。
In that case, I'll go back to my room now, but I'm also a little worried about Neneko. Will you be all right by yourself for a short while?
まあ、服装を整える程度の時間ですし、なんとか。準備ができたらすぐに向かいます。
Just let me know if anything goes wrong. Scream like you did earlier and I'll run to you. I should be able to hear your voice.
もう、それは大丈夫ですから。そういえば。以前、みんなが部屋に案内されてしばらく経った頃、僕が池田さんを呼び止めたことがありましたよね。
Oh yeah, I believe you did. What was that about?
実は部屋に案内された少し後に部屋の外からうめき声のようなものが聞こえたんです。僕はそれを池田さんに尋ねようとしたんですが。
Right. I couldn't talk to you at the time because of a really stupid emergency. Very quiet moans, huh? To tell you the truth, I also heard something like that. A moaning so quiet that I thought I imagined it.
これも何か事件に関係あることなんでしょうか?
Maybe. I'll try to figure out what it was. If you remember anything else, please let me know.
はい。
By the way, I don't know if I should ask you this, but is dressing like a man difficult?
まあ確かに手間はかかりますけど、できるだけ男に見えるようにジャケットにも肩パッドとか入れてますし、それなりには大変ですね。
I see. Certainly appears to be a hassle, especially if you have to flatten your chest as much as possible. People will find out that you're a girl. That must be hard, right? Why are we so interested in this? There's really no reason to be asking these questions. It's the same reason you don't ask trans people certain questions, right? Alex appears to be upset. Did I say something wrong? No, I don't think I did.
胸に関しては特に何もしていないんですが。
What? No, you're kidding. If you don't flatten your chest, people will find out you're a girl. I bet you have some tricks up your sleeve, am I
お
right?
かげさまで何もしなくてもバレていない
Why
よ
are
う
we
でし
doing
てね。
this? We're in the middle of an investigation where all of our very lives are on the line, and we're stopping to do, like, the music has changed. It's all, man, game, I need you to get your head on straight. Like, you've done a lot right, especially with the whole thinking maybe Alex was a cross-dresser thing, but you're playing this hand. You are overplaying the hell out of this hand, okay? Not gonna lie.
このクズ探偵は本当に面白いことを言うな。
You don't say. Is Alex that flat-chested? To be honest, I didn't think her breasts were that large in the first place, so she could pretend to be a man without having to do anything to her chest? Oops. Oh boy, this is bad.
出てけ。このクズ探偵。
Yeah, it's real scummy to ask about that.
出てけ。
Good lord. Ow! I'm forced out with a strong push. Well, I guess I had that coming. They say that being a woman is not easy. I'll keep that in mind. Anyway, I found out what that scream was and heard Alex's testimony. I should hurry up and return to my room. Otherwise, Nanako is going to literally die. It's me. I've solved the mystery of the scream. You all right? I'm coming in. Where's Nanako? Nanako, are you hiding?
ここにいるわい。
Okay, I was like, are we gonna do another? Are we gonna do the fucking shower scene again? I was like, you gotta be kidding me. Thankfully, this game doesn't seem to be that bad. Hey, how you doing? Why are you in such a cramped space?
池田、遅すぎるぞ。ふざけてるのか。どうやって池田を殺そうか、その方法を考え始めていたくらいだ。
That's fun. I know I took my time. They'll be angry. I had no choice. Taking you with me would have been much more dangerous and awkward.
僕が殺人鬼に
Given what we
殺され
found
ていたら
out.
どうするつもりだったんだ。まあそれに関しては後で延々と文句を言うとして。
That scream is God. I'm kind of driven insane by how little info we share that could easily clarify some things and maybe take away some tensions, but there's just so much that Sen decides to never say or share with people that it's just like, and it's not even the big stuff either. I mean, I guess this does count as kind of a big stuff, but to just outright be like, oh no, the scream didn't happen is just kind of the height of silliness.
はあ？そんなわけないだろ。超はっきりと悲鳴が聞こえた
And
ぞ。
now we're gonna gaslight her into thinking she didn't hear it either. Let's just pretend that's all it was for now. The scream itself had nothing to do with our current situation, and it wasn't that big of a deal either, so just forget about it now. There's no big deal when you hear bloody murder scream in a situation where literal bloody murder has happened. This game is some kind of insane sometimes.
事情を聞かないと納得できないのだが。
I guess I've promised that I'll tell you about it when we get off the island safely, okay?
なんだか嫌な感じだな。まあ大したことじゃないのならよかったけど。
Did anything strange happen in here? For instance, something strange appearing outside?
そんなものは見てない。ずっとここにいて地面しか見てないんだから。妙なものが現れたとしてもわからんし。というか、そんな怖いこと言うな。
I guess it's okay to rest for a bit now, but I'd better be on my guard. Alex saw the creature after all. I wonder if Akira and the others are all right. If someone was screaming on the second floor, I wouldn't be able to hear them from here. Ring, 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 ring. Detective phone. It's probably Akira. Ikeda speaking. How's it going, you? A heavily distorted voice. This can only be one person. That's you, wizards. I was waiting for you to call again. Damn. What useful information. Wizards won't reveal their identity, but I have an idea of who they might be. I'll just have to flush them out myself. I pressed the mute button on the phone. Ah!
なんだ、いきなり大声出して。アホか、びっくりするだろう。
Shh, be quiet. Don't make a sound. Once Neneko has finished her little tantrum, I unmute the phone. Wizards may have noticed that the audio was muted, but they probably wouldn't know what I just did. I'm sure I couldn't hear any Oh, I see what you're doing here. Hey, Wizards, let's stop playing games. I can't trust you if you continue to hide your identity like this. The way things are going, we're all gonna become fish food. You're quite obstinate. Maybe I should just reveal your identity? I didn't say I wouldn't cooperate with you. I'm just saying that I don't want to have a one-sided relationship. Trust is built on equal footing. I don't think our current relationship is very healthy. Well, it appears that we're in an impasse. My answer won't change, Wizards. I'll reveal your identity. I will be the one making our next phone call. Boy. I don't know, man. Sometimes I think, maybe we could have gotten the exchange of information first and then said, hey, by the way, I know who you are. I think I have an idea of who Wizards is, but I'm not going to say so right now because I don't want to color other people watching's opinion. The, 1.5 people that will watch this. Looks like I'll need to take care of this issue first. Neneko, I want to find out who Wizards is. Time to use your abilities.
よくわからんが、それは明かさない方がいいのでは？向こうにも立場とかなんとかいろいろとあるんだろうし。
An undercover investigator, a killer, a mysterious monster, what the people from the mansion are trying to do, everything is unclear. I have to at least uncover something. I have to solve those mysteries one by one. For starters, I want to know who Wizards is. I'm sure they've left some clues. We just have to use those to discover their identity.
手がかりな。
First, take a look at this.
これは容疑者の一覧か？
Ikeda, Akira, Jacob, Abigail. Neneko, Giselle, Thomas, Aurora, Real, Alex, Vincent.
でもなんか随分と余計な人間が入ってる気がするんだけど。
Better yet, why would her name be on it?
僕まで入れてるとはどういう了見だ?
Beginning by narrowing down the suspects from scratch is an ironclad rule. In fact, I've had several cases where someone least expected was the culprit.
まあ、それなら僕が入っているのはいいとしても、池田自身や殺されたトマス、仮想の存在のアウロラまで入ってるのは理解できないのだが。
Any possibility is worth considering, no matter how absurd it may be.
まあいいけど、それで池田は誰が犯人だと思ってるんだ?
I've narrowed it down to quite a few people, but I still don't have anything conclusive. They've covered their tracks well.
はじめにウィザーズから連絡があった時の状況。今回の電話の状況を考えると、除外できる人は結構いそうだけど。
Yeah, there's something in common. Each time Wizards has contacted us, I know what it is.
あと、さっきの大声。
Because we were seeing if they were on the same
何のためにあん
floor.
な声出したんだ?
I wanted to see if I could hear my voice on the other side of the line. Yeah, that too.
それで聞こえたのか?
Strangely, I could not hear my own voice on the other side. This will narrow down the list of suspects, however, it isn't decisive. Also, what does wizards mean in the first place?
特に意味とかないのでは? いわゆるコードネームっていうやつなんだろうし。
No, I heard them pause briefly when I asked them to give me a call sign. I think they probably came up with that on the spur of the moment. In other words, the name Wizards is not their regular code name.
じゃあ、一体何から名前を取ったっていうんだ?
Wizard as in sorcerer, but isn't that kind of weird that the name is plural wizards and not wizard? Yeah, I was thinking that. Neneko, does wizards ring a bell?
上級ハッカーのことをウィザードと言ったりするけど、他には NBA チームにワシントンウィザーズってのがあるな。あと、ちょっと言葉は変わるけど、ニュージーランドにウィザーヒルズ山脈ってのがあって、その下でウィザーヒルズっていう白ワインが作られてたりもする。
A wine brand. A well-known wine brand.
いや、あんまり有名じゃない。
Okay.
値段も普通で、どちらかというと大衆酒って感じのワイン。
Wither Hills. They must have thought of something and then come up with wizards. Perhaps they unconsciously used words of things or places close to them.
つまり、それが何か犯人断定の重要なヒントになるってことか? だとしても一体何から取った名前なんだろう?
Sorcerers, hackers, wine, the NBA. No, wait, maybe.
もしかして誰がウィザーズなのかが分かったのか?
If my power of deduction is correct, then
誰? この中の誰がウィザーズなんだ? 教えてくれ.
Yep, they're gonna make us do it. I know who it is. It's real. It has to be. The timing of everything matches up. Like, and the way she just has this vibe to her of being an investigator. She's just like on top of things in a way. She is together in a way that I don't know somebody should be in this situation. But I can also say the same of Giselle, who's also been pretty stoic this whole time. So I'm gonna say the long shot is Abigail, but I think the sure shot is Real, and that's what I'm just gonna go with. I point at Real's name.
ディール? まあ、ありえなくないかもしれないけど、ディールが潜入捜査官ね。
Real may very well be wizards. Given the circumstances and the content of the conversation, it's unlikely that you, me, the people from the mansion, Thomas, or Aurora are wizards.
まあそりゃそうだろう。逆にそれ選んだら軽蔑するわ。
I don't know that, I don't know that my respect level with you could go any lower.
いや、脳の出来を疑うレベル。
Now, considering the loud scream I just made, that leads me to exclude one more person. Alex.
そうそう。あの大声って何の意味があったんだ？
A loud voice that comes from the room on the first floor can't be heard by people on the second floor. On the other hand, everyone on the first floor can hear it. But I couldn't hear my voice on the other end of the telephone.
つまり、1階にいるアレックスはウィザーズ候補から除外されるってことか。
Yes, so the only ones who remain are Akira, Giselle, Rio, and Jacob. Of course, it can't be Akira either. The first time Wizards called me, oh right, she was in the bathroom! So she couldn't have called me.
ああ、あの変態が
Yeah,
確かに
okay.
僕たちは。
Uh-huh. I didn't do that on purpose. You were going, okay, blah, 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 blah. Also, Akira said that she would go back to her room with Giselle. If Giselle and Akira were in the same room, it would have been difficult for Giselle to call me.
まあ確かにアキラはジゼルにべったりだし、少しの間ならまだしも長電話するのは難しそうな気がするな。
In that case, there are two suspects left. Jacob and Rio.
ジェイコブとリールなら、そりゃまあリールかな。
She's the only one that makes sense. She's the only one. I'm pretty sure I literally called her out as maybe being some kind of secret investigator in an earlier episode. I'm almost certain of it.
あのアル中が潜入捜査官ってのはありえなさそうだし。
Hey, we should let go of any preconceptions. We have to consider the possibility that Jacob is Wizards as well.
そうだとしても、これ以上絞り込む要素とかあった？
It would be better to talk to them directly. I call Rio.
Hey, もしもし。
Hey, how's it going, Wizards? It's me, Ikeda. I'd like to talk to you. Do you have a second?
あ、池田さん。さっきの悲鳴の件は解決したの？話ならもちろん構わないけど。何の話？
I'd like you to come to my room. Just you alone. Would that be alright?
構わないけど。何かあったの？詳しい内容を聞かないと。ちょっと怖いんだけど。
I'll tell you when you're here. I'd appreciate it if you could come as soon as possible.
わかったわ。じゃあすぐそっちに行くわね。
I'll be waiting.
いきなりリール呼ぶなんてずいぶん危ないことするな。もしも間違ってたらどうするつもりなんだ？
In that case, I'll just apologize.
そんな気軽に言って。
What's there to feel guilt about?
めちゃくちゃ怒られても知らないぞ。
池田さん、リールだけど。
How's it going? Come on in. Hey,
どうも池田
baby.
さん。話って何？それも私と個別に話をしたいだなんて。
I mean, there are a number of reasons I would want to talk to you alone, but the one that I'm thinking about is not where we're going with this. I wanted to ask you a few things. Rio, you're Wizards, aren't you?
ウィザーズ？何それ？ちょっと話が見えてこないんだけど。
Okay, well, I tell Rio what I've deducted. The people who I excluded and people who are unlikely to be Wizards. However, I try to avoid talking about what happened with Alex as much as possible. With this information, we've narrowed down the list of people who could be Wizards to 2. Jacob and you. So, who of you two could Wizards be? I took a close look at the name Wizards. It's strange that this is the plural form of the word wizard. Perhaps the name contains important information about Wizard's identity. So what could that be?
そんな絞り込むような要素あったっけ？白ワインのウィザーヒルズとか。
I continue Neneko's muttering line of thought. Yeah, that's a possibility. It's possible that Jacob based that name on a wine brand. but Jacob is a picky guy and prefers high-end wine. He would have used the name of a more exclusive winery, not a supermarket brand. So let's look at the second possibility. The NBA team, the Washington yep. It's a basketball team from Washington, and I remember one of the guests talking about Washington before.
そうか。リールはワシントンで内科医をしてるって言ってたもんな。
Exactly. Undercover investigators usually use the place they're from and their backstories to ensure that there aren't any slip-ups during their mission. Because if they say the wrong thing about a place they don't know, people who are familiar with the place might blow their cover. So perhaps your place of birth really is Washington. Therefore, when you tried to come up with a code name, you thought of Washington, and then that name popped into your head. That means that you've revealed your identity by telling me what city you're from.
ちょっと待って。少しいい？でも、仮に私をその情報でウィザーズってのに断定するとしても、根拠としては弱くないかしら。それだと、ジェイコブさんが私に容疑が向くように芝居を打った可能性も残るじゃない。
No, it took Wizards only a second to come up with that name. Jacob couldn't have come up with that in such a short amount of time. Even if he could have done so, why would he use the name of an NBA team? Most people wouldn't associate Washington with basketball. They're fucking terrible. Are they? I don't know. I literally do not watch basketball. Also, I have conclusive evidence that proves that you are Wizards.
決定的な証拠？
Didn't you notice that I muted the phone for a moment when you called earlier? When I muted it, I asked Neneko to call the guests' phones from Alex's room. The only phone that was in use was the one in your room. Isn't that funny? Only Wizards and I were using our phones. If your phone was in use, who were you talking to? No room phones were being used except for yours and mine.
そんな私の部屋の電話が？それは何かの間違いなんじゃ。
Stop playing innocent. The jig is up. You might as well drop the act, Wizards.
あのミュート音はそういう意味があったのか。まんまとしてやられたってわけか。
Played you like a damn fiddle!
だが、私は言ったはずだぞ。決して私の正体を暴こうとするなと。
Yeah, baby. Well, that's just the thing. I'm real bad, and I break all the rules. I don't know what I'm doing. So you're Wizards after all. Actually, I wasn't sure it was you until just now. Sorry. It looks like you admitted it a little bit too soon.
なんだと？どういう意味だ？
Calm down and think about it. Do you really think I could have asked Neneko to go to Alex's room by herself to call all the phones? I love that this guy, like, that is a very cool little writing thing that I like that they've done with him as an investigator, is that he tells these little lies to get people to slip up, and they don't work most of the time. But the one time it works is when it mattered. So I was waiting for a moment, like, when that little technique of his would finally pay off. It was like, yeah, I knew it. There's no way she could have done that.
なぜいきなり僕がめちゃくちゃにけなされるのだ。
Oh, it's okay. It was just this one time. You're useless, you're useless literally all the time. It's fine. That was a mean thing to say.
確かに実際そんなことするのは無理だし、やらないとは思うけど。
今の話はブラフか。小賢しい真似を。
Looks like the great Wizards has fallen. No do-overs, I'm afraid. I'm sorry I had to fool you. But I'm glad that you've revealed your true identity. However, Wizards, we have to be on equal ground.
よく言う。くそ。自分の無能さに腹が立ってくる。話してやるのはいいが、酒はないのか。正直。酒を飲まないとやってられない。
I got my hands on an excellent bottle of whiskey earlier. Let's have a glass of that.
ひらつく男だな。池田さん。
Yeah, I hear that a lot.
酒に毒は入っていないだろうな。
We'll find out if that whiskey is poisoned and if we're gonna have a drunk makeout with Real the next time we're together. All right, so that's gonna do it for now, but what a good time we had this time around. We got some information, we figured out who Wizards was, which again, that was not a surprise to me at all. I never really would have guessed that Alex was a boy, or that Alex was a girl. I didn't have that on my little theories notepad file that I have. That I should really share things like that when I'm doing games like this that are more mystery based. But yeah, so we're still moving things along. I don't know that we moved the actual mystery that far this time around, but I have to think that stuff is coming soon, because I feel like, I know I've said it a couple of times, but it still feels like we're screaming into go mode. And maybe this game's go mode is just really, really slow with the build up. But yeah, I guess next time we're going to, like I don't really know, like I guess next time we have to figure out who the killer is. Like I guess that's the only thing we can do if we're gonna move forward from here. So I have to imagine that in our talk with Real, we're probably gonna like try to hash out who the killer could be after she gives us her detailed backstory, which is what I guess is gonna happen. But that's gonna have to do it for now. So as always, thank you so much for stopping by, and I hope you have a great whatever wherever you are, and we will catch you next time. Bye. How long can I keep doing that, and would it be annoying if I did? Yes, it would be.